What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the basement. We got a really fun interview today with our boy Tim Lattie. He is the writer-creator of Teenage Time Travelers Night Stars, affectionately known as the Time Kids. Tim, welcome to the program, man. Salud.
Yeah, we were just talking about making fun of people and making fun of each other. My buddy calls me up one day and he was just like, yeah, man, I got an idea for this comic and it's going to be about 3 kids and basically explain Night Stars, but he called it Time Kids. And he was trying to like mess with me. And I'm like, dude, I love that name, man. Like, I love the name Time Kids. And we were fighting. We were debating changing it. But I decided to just kind of, I don't know, make it like the alternate name kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it works as just like that unofficial subtitle. It does.
Right. Like the Time Kids. Yeah, so I was throwing it in there. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
Dude, I took a look at your Indiegogo, and this looks like a really fun series. So we've got 3 kids, Adam, John, and Leslie, and they find this like TARDIS type of thing in, for lack of a better term, like this spaceship that turns out to be not a spaceship but a time machine. And
right.
They just go like they can have endless adventures at this point, just going back and forth through time.
You're getting it today, dude. Think about what that does for an artist. Like, now I can go anywhere. Like, I don't have to get stuck in Gotham or stuck in like whatever, dude. So I can, if I want to do a tale about like leprechauns and fairies and stuff like that, I can go there. If I want to do a Yeti in the Antarctic, I can go there. So yeah, it is a what do they call it? Like a MacGuffin, you know, like when they have that one thing, the spaceship allows you a lot of freedom. But that's exactly it. They find a spaceship. It takes them on board. It kind of Venom puts them in these suits. They look like little aliens, like little green men with the big helmets and stuff like that. But that's what allows them to travel through time. And the first place they go is Roswell, New Mexico, where they crash land. And that plays off that mythos that they're the Roswell aliens.
Dude, as soon as I saw that the suits, like you specifically said, it makes them look like the traditional, quote, little green men. I was like, oh, this opens up a whole world of possibilities of like, they're the legend, basically. Like, oops, we accidentally landed in Roswell.
Yeah. It's not whatever everybody thinks. And then the suits can change depending on where they go. So if they go somewhere else, it's going to, you know, put them in a cowboy outfit or it'll put them in. So that makes it kind of fun too. Clearly you're in the toys. I'm in the toys as well. Yeah. I like the different like Ninja Turtles that they would come out with. I like the different like Batman figures and stuff. I liked Arctic Batman or something like that. So it's kind of like fun, but you never see it in the comic.
Right.
Dude, when I was doing my turtle stuff, I was like, if you see my turtle cover, I got like the motorcycle in there, you know, like with the sidecar and stuff. Like, I love throwing in the toys, but you never see them, dude. And I'm like, dude, it would be cool to see Arctic Batman. It would be cool to see just make up a reason that he has to wear it.
He goes to this, whatever. Go to the Antarctic. Go to the Arctic or something. You need a polar suit.
Right. Mr. Freeze took over a building. Like, it's so... Do it, dude. So I'm doing it with these characters. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm kind of doing that version of, like, they have an Arctic uniform. They have this kind of uniform. Maybe there'll be a underwater uniform or something.
I mean, the historic aspects are pretty much limitless. Like, you can go and have an adventure with literally like Blackbeard the pirate, and in like some like some like 1200s England garb or something, like some pirate shit. I don't even know.
But it's never ending. Like, again, I was looking up. I did like an Irish print one year. I was like, man, I'm gonna do something like fun for St. Patty's, and I'm watching like YouTube on Irish myth lore, Irish mythology, and I'm like, what the fuck is all this? It was crazy, man. And I'm just like writing down stuff. I'm like, dude, this is a comic. There's a comic. There's so much there that would be fun to play with, and nobody even touches it, you know? And there's a million different things like that. There's tons of stuff like that. So this is just, it's got to start somewhere, you know? Right. So it's like, let's start in Roswell, and then we'll kind of start playing around from there.
I have to suggest one thing, which is like kind of my thing whenever I do one of these interviews, is like, I like swords as well. Besides toys, He-Man like messed me up in the head, so I collect swords and other kind of edged weapons.
No way, huh?
Who wouldn't want to go fight in like the Crusades with the knights? It's like, I guarantee all of them kids want to hold a sword. Just, you know, throwing it out there.
I'm a big He-Man fan as well. And we just talked about this, dude. Like, when I'm growing up, there is no like Star Wars tours like there are today. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I had a broken broom and I taped it up, and that was my lightsaber. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't go to Toys R Us and get it. We were in that weird, I don't know, that middle ground. Star Wars wasn't coming out in the mid 80s to 90s. Like it
Right.
didn't exist. You couldn't get the stuff. You go to a flea market and maybe you could get it, but you're not getting it anywhere else. So you just kind of made up toys.
We improvised. That's what we did.
Dude, for real, I had a broomstick, and I'd play with it all the time. That was my lightsaber. I want to do a sword thing. I'm debating. Do they like pick up stuff and it just kind of does it, or do they have like a light sword? We were just talking about Gundams too. Gundam has lightsabers?
Right.
They totally ripped off Star Wars or back and forth. So we'll see when we get there. It would be cool if they pick it up and it turns into like an alien sword or something like that, and then they can fight like a pirate with. Or, dude, you could bring in, like, the Lost Boys. You could mix all that kind of stuff up. Like, there's just so much room to,
just play and that's have fun. Yeah.
Dude, it's,
So this Indiegogo is for the hardcover collected edition of the 4 issues that you've already got.
Right, and then you get one more. So, I'm take a wild guess. You ever saw Creepshow?
Okay, I love Creepshow.
Okay. They have that one, I guess I'll call it an episode, that segment where the dude finds the monster under the staircase.
Son of a bitch, and I had nightmares about that when I was a kid, and it's still Fluffy, they called it. It was the Arctic Expedition.
Was it really? Arctic Expedition.
I remember it vividly.
That's the game plan, is that I'm gonna tell the tale of the Yeti. So that's gonna be the newest, story at the end of this. And it's gonna be a play on that Creepshow episode where they find an Arctic expedition under the staircase, and that's what's inside the box. And there's like a whole backstory that goes along with that. But I love throwing in references or homages to the things we loved as kids. That's all it is, and it's not, I don't know, it's just kind of like a tip of the hat. Like Creepshow is awesome. Creepshow's based off of comic books. Right. Every movie starts with the kid reading the comic or something like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's going to have a little play. So you'll get one new story. This was something I've been doing for years. It was like a side project. Every year I'd do an issue of Night Stars. Every year I'd be like working up to it, and we'd launch it at New York Comic Con. We go to the Javits Center every year. Indiegogo wasn't what it was before. You couldn't do the crowdfunding like you can now. Like right. Now it's blowing up, and people are making $1 million books or whatever. You wasn't like that when it first started. So it just kind of worked out like that I have one complete story, and then I have the Yeti story ready to go. I'm recoloring everything, so it's getting a fresh coat. It's like a special edition, which I think makes it pop big time. Like if you see the comparisons, it's not even debatable. So yeah, probably going to be more than the 125 page hardcover.
That's dope, man.
$25 plus shipping.
This thing,
and you get the stickers.
This thing blew up when you first started this in, I think it was 2012, right? And you made the first issue, and somehow, like, everybody discovered it. You wound up with a United Nations special edition. Tell us about that. Like, what's up there?
New York? I don't know, dude. Like, you go to Manhattan and, like, things happen. It was just,
That's
dude, seriously. We were at New York Comic Con, and Michael Uslan was always kind of behind this is like the little engine that could, dude. This is the project that's it's just right there. That's how I feel about it. It's just like, I just want people to look at it. Like, go see what we're doing over here, dude. It's right there. But we ended up at the United Nations for a party with like a bunch of people from China in the film industry and stuff like that. And we're outside overlooking, what's it going to be? The East River over there? It's not going to be the Hudson. And we're taking pictures of ourselves, whatever, spark up a conversation. Ends up the guy works for UNICEF, and it just snowballed into us doing Night Stars UNICEF books that ended up on the NASDAQ one morning. Couldn't have planned that one. Like, that was that was random. And we did a bunch of other books.
It's a happy accident. Just like, let the snowball go, see what happens.
But that's how it kind of happens. It's just kind of, again, dude, one dude alone eating hors d'oeuvres. We're just like cutting up, and next thing you know, dude, NASDAQ.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, and then we did other books. Like, so they would have a contest every year, and whoever won the contest would have to, like a kid, and they would put out books, and we'd kind of ghostwrite. We'd be behind the scenes helping them do the book that year. So we had a relationship with them, which came out of nowhere, man. Look, that doesn't happen in Louisiana. I can promise you that. Like, that scenario will never go on.
So this Yeti book, is it like, you brought up the creep show aspect. Is it leaning more toward horror? Because it seems like kind of a children's book, like more geared more toward younger readers.
So again, well, being from the same era, this helps.
Right, that is
Dude,
true.
there would be G.I. Joe episodes that friggin' haunted me, man. I don't know if you remember the one. It was called No Place Like Springfield. And Snake Eyes, no, it's not Snake Eyes. Shipwreck has amnesia or something like that. They trick him into thinking
family melted in front of him.
And the friggin' end of the episode is his daughter with a fucking machine gun and his wife with a bazooka, and they're trying to kill him. He has a fake parrot that's also trying to kill him, and the real one fights, and then they melt in front of his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a nightmare, dude. Like, it was one of those things that I just never forgot growing up. I can't even imagine. And of course, my boomer parents, like, they just put me in front of the TV and I'm just staring at this insanity. We were joking about that the other day. I was like, I call her my man, my grandma that, she passed, but she would rent me like Terminator and Terminator 2 and then make me peanut butter and jelly and just sit me in front of the TV. And it's just explosions and F-bombs. And she's literally right there, oblivious to it, dude. And I'm just like, how did this even go on? And they were trying to make excuses or whatever. I'm like, okay. Like, y'all just weren't watching. Like, I don't know what was going on. But yeah, dude. Anyway, long way to answer this question.
No, man, we are cut from the same cloth. I guarantee it, because
dude, and it was cool. Like, I told you I was watching Minty, and he was talking about RoboCop. It was a top 10 things about RoboCop or something like that. And dude, RoboCop
I like his channel too.
An X-rated movie where, like, you're shooting dudes in the dick and stuff, and then you come out and make it like a cartoon, like after that. And I have a bunch of Rambo figures. Rambo was not like a kid's movie, so it was just this weird. Dude, 80s kids are not like kids today. It is not the same breed, bro. Like, that's what we grew up on. We
were tougher.
RoboCop and Predator, and like, you were just put in front of the TV and looking at this stuff. My dad. I was telling him how he used to put me in front of Pet Sematary. He's like, I don't even think I've seen that movie. And you got like wolf tits, Like, it's horrifying. It's nuts. Yeah, it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it.
We're better for it, man, because
we're battle torn, dude. We're battle ready.
I'm the same way, man. Like, I was 5-6 years old in the video store, and maybe I'd get like a Nintendo game on the weekend, but I was renting 80s B horror movies. Forget like Friday the 13th. I was like Night of the Creeps, friggin' Sleepaway Camp.
Sleepaway Camp was the shit.
Sorority House Massacre. There's no reason that a 6-year-old should be watching Sorority House Massacre, but I was.
I don't know how. I just don't get it, dude. The only thing I can think is that, like, cable didn't exist for them, so whatever was on TV was, like, assumed to be okay. And, dude, we had HBO and stuff, and I'm like, dude, we were watching HBO in the playroom, Like, we were just, like, just free to go, dude. It was nuts, man.
9 years old, Tales from the Crypt came out.
That Tales, God, I can't even say it right now. Thrill Me. What is the name of the movie? You just said it.
Tales from the Crypt, right?
Night of the Creeps. Night of the Creeps. I got the Tom Atkins figure hanging over my desk, man. Like, one of my favorite movies, dude. One of the best movies, bro. It's the complement to Monster Squad.
Yes.
Which is another base. I based this off of Monster Squad. If you look at it, the first scene and it's on the Indiegogo, you start to see what I'm talking about. In the beginning of the movie, he's sitting on the rooftop, and his dad comes out smoking cigarettes, eating hamburgers from like McDonald's or something. And they're watching the drive-in theater. They could see it from the rooftop. And I always was like, dude, that's so friggin' cool. Like, I wish I had something like that. So in the beginning of the book, there's another homage to that scene where the girl and her dad are sitting on the rooftop. Kind of just like my little nod to Fred Decker and Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps, man. Because those were underrated, dude. Underrated films.
I will drink to that.
Yeah, I'm tempted. But yeah, dude.
I'm nothing if not a bad influence, man. That's what I'm here for.
No, dude, I'm just like, dude, I'm ready to go out, bro.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate it's gonna be a little scary and just suck it up. Like, get over it.
They didn't play down to us, dude. Like, that was the thing. Like, now I put on stuff, and I think that's why everybody's watching anime. Because anime doesn't dumb it down either.
Right.
And you just get what you get, Like, it's just going to be, I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist, and I'm like, dude, this is just better than American cartoons. Like, this stuff's lame, man. So that's kind of my thing, dude. It's all ages. I'm not going to do anything like crazy, vulgar or something like that, but I'm not going to like sugarcoat it either, man. You know, like keep it, I don't know. I'm writing for me.
Right.
If I start thinking, how do I get this group or this person or that person, I'm going to lose it. Same if I'm drawing, bro. If I do something like that, I'm done. I'm done for. So I'm just like, what do you want to read? What do you want to look at? And that's what I'm doing. Very, very simple strategy. Another buddy of mine was giving me hell about the podcast. And he's like, oh, dude, you got to like watch yourself and do this and do that. And I'm like, dude, I'm treating it like I'm on the phone with somebody. I'm just coming in. I'm talking. This is who I am. Fuck it. You like it?
Just about to say, man, you don't got to watch yourself on this fucking podcast. I can assure you that much.
You like it? Cool. There's a great Clint Eastwood quote where he says, I just make the pictures. Where they fall is where they fall. If people like it, great. If they don't, well, that's too bad. And that's it. I have that hanging over my desk, man. So, yeah.
I have to say,
simple attitude for life.
I looked at there's like some of the stickers, and the Yeti one, that's the homage to Super Mario Brothers 3, the Antarctic 3, man, that got me. I loved it.
I'm just having fun. There was a dude, some dude on a comment said something. He was like, stolen artwork, and it was like 1 million R's. And I'm like, I basically told him, go check the resume. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing it on purpose. Like, there's a reason for it. But I screenshotted it and sent it to my friends. We were laughing about it. But it was just like, artwork. Like, it's like, okay, dude.
Sometimes people just like being trolls for no good reason at all. Like, you have nothing better to do with your time.
Yeah, I mean, so far, it don't bother me. I thought it was funny. I just sent it to my buddies and let them.
It sounded like he was just kind of being silly, though. That sounded all in fun.
Right. But yeah, if I love doing the homages. There's another one, it's Spider-Man 300. Like, it's just for fun, dude. I was a McFarlane kid. Yeah. That dude, if you weren't in the Spawn in the 90s, like, there was nothing like it. So
you're even reading comics then. Like, what were you doing?
Right. And that was like a golden age, man. It was crazy, dude. So early 90s. I mean, I know it's not the golden age, but damn, man, like it was, dude, you had the cartoons, which were rolling. Yep. The movies, if you ever go and look like, hey, what came out in like 1985? And it's just hit, blockbuster. The toys, you're never going to see toys like that again, most likely. You're never going to see anything in the ballpark. Even though they are coming out with cool stuff today, it's just not on that. We talked about it. Yep. You ain't seeing a flag. You're never going to see a flag. You're not going to see the balls to do that. So, yeah, man, it was just like, what a cool time to come up. I guess pop culture. I don't know what you want to call it. But, yeah, like, it was just crazy, dude.
I would not trade it for the world. We had best cartoons, best toys, best movies, everything. Right.
Our duds were better than stuff that's coming out today. You know?
Really?
Like,
yes.
We've done that, like, looked at it, like 1987, and it's like, we're talking about like 30 movies. Like Gremlins and like Ghostbusters, and like a bunch of these movies came out on the same day. Mm-hmm. Like, just mega hits. It's wild, man.
There was a great quote on your Indiegogo, and I'm not sure if it was from you or one of the reviews that said, Night Stars is War Games and Goonies meets Time Bandits and The Last Starfighter. And that really resonated with me.
That was Michael Uslan. Michael Uslan, if you know who he is, I guarantee you've seen him, but he ended up producer of all the Batman movies. He got the rights on that. So any Batman movie 89 on, he's behind it. Or any Batman, visual thing. And that was his quote, dude. He had read the book, and my partner in this, Michael DeShesser, kind of sent it to him, and he was like, what you think? And he was like, yeah, man, run with it. Like, this is cool. Like, go for it. I don't know how much more of an endorsement you need. You know what I mean? Like, it's Michael. He also did Swamp Thing 2. I was watching Swamp Thing 2 with Heather Locklear the other day, and I didn't realize it, but at the end, I was like, Michael, I was like, dude, that's my boy. And it was a cool movie. It's awesome.
I was so into Swamp Thing when I was a kid. I mean, let's not discount Adrienne Barbeau in part one. Speaking of Creep Show, bringing that full circle.
Right, yeah, dude. We're going to feed her to the Yeti. Yeah, man. Nah, dude. Adrienne Barbeau is one of those that I had to become an adult before I appreciated it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple of them. I was like that with Ghostbusters. Like, Sigourney Weaver never... This Freudian slip there. Sigourney Weaver never did it for me. But, like, as an adult, I look at her and I'm like, dude, she's ridiculous, man. Like, she's unbelievable. I'll
tell you a side story here. This will get cut out, but, like, I was a fucking mixed up kid, and I think it was just one too many tits in the 80s horror movies that I was watching and shit. But when Sigourney Weaver gets, like, she's in the chair, like, right before she gets possessed and shit, and the demon arms come out, I was like, one of them's right on her fucking boob. And
I think they did it. They definitely did, dude. They definitely did. Because I've seen the photos from behind the scenes. Yeah, they definitely.
And I'm like 7 years old. I'm like, tit.
Right. Again, what were we being fed, you know? So,
yeah.
Of course. Dude, we had a birthday party. I don't care if this is on air. But that's what we did, dude. The mom went to bed, and we put on Terminator, and we just kept rewinding the scene with Sarah Connor's tits, dude. Like, over and over. Like, that's what we did. That was the highlight of the party, you know? Like, it was awesome. It's what 80s kids do, man.
Yeah,
you know?
Man. Shit. I remember
special place in my heart, man. Linda Hamilton.
God, they were all of those fucking. I mean, like I said, Sorority House Massacre, Sleepaway Camp had a like.
Yeah, that's
not part one, but 2 and 3 were fantastic. Part 1 was warping,
and she's hot too, man. Yeah,
she really was. Then there was oh man, what was the other one where the girl dressed as the guy for like whatever shit.
No, she was fine too.
You know one of the guys.
That was the name of the movie.
Just one of the guys.
Dude. The other chick with the fingerless gloves that was always after the brother, she was friggin' fine, dude. Yeah. She was smoking. She had that Madonna vibe going on. And you never saw her again. Like I don't think I ever saw her in like another movie. I think she was hotter than the one of the guys, girl. Me personally. I mean, I have to revisit the film, but
I might have to go back and revisit that film anyway, just for science.
Right. It's been a while. But that's another one, dude, where it's just like that's the movie. I remember that would just be like on all the time. I remember watching that over and over again. And he's just hanging up Playboys in his bedroom. Remember, that's like a whole arc of the movie.
Yeah. You could get away with tits in PG-13 movies then. Not no more.
And then let your kids watch it on the playroom floor, dude. Like, it would just be on, man. Like, I'm playing with turtles, and this is going on in the background. It's nuts. I mean, it's cool. Like, I'm glad. But I can't even imagine.
You can't do it today because, once again, everybody's soft.
Right. That's all it is, dude. That's all it is.
You said it best, man. Like, we were a different breed. We were built differently. We were raised differently.
Dude, a kid down my street, he had a duffel bag full of toy guns. Like, that's what we did, dude. We'd run around with the toy guns all the time and shit like that. Like, that was... we have a levee over here. You know, you'll play on the levee in the woods. Smoke cigarettes. Like, just do shit.
Weren't no orange tips on them guns either.
Yeah, dude, it's in hindsight, like, if you look at it now, it's kind of, like, insane. But, yeah, duffel bag full of... And they look real, dude. Yeah. You know, like just not water guns, just like M16s and Uzis.
It would make that little like crackling sound.
Yeah,
like...
yeah, dude. Some would be a little battery operated. And it was just nuts. But that's so a good example. If you want to know what like an '80s kid is oh man, Terror Vision.
with the TV that was the one with the alien with the eyeball, right?
Yeah, it was like some kind of thing. It's a very good like Friday night, Saturday night film. And Diane, she was one of the princesses in Bill and Ted, and I met her too. I met her in L.A. God, I can't think of her name right now. You know her if you see her. And she was she's in the movie, and then the kid is like the ultimate 80s kid where he's all about war, he's all about guns, he's in camo all the time, and he ends up like fighting the alien and stuff. The parents are swingers. Like the movie's nuts, dude. The movie, it's a good, I don't know how it got made, slipped under the rug, but it rocks, man. But he is,
I revisited that on Amazon.
He's my spirit animal at the end of the day, you know? Like, so.
Oh man. And you know, it's funny. You said, you had mentioned your grandma like just sitting you down in front of the TV and she's in the background. It was my grandmother that like got me started on comics in the first place. She bought me my very first comic book, which was the reprint from the 90s, The Vault of Horror was issue 2, which I still have to this day. She would watch the horror movies with me, and like in hindsight, that's kind of a little weird, like watching fucking new teens with your grandma. But you know,
it's got to just be the era, dude. Because mine would like that too. If there was a number 1 out, they'd buy me the number 1. They didn't even look at what it was, dude. And I remember when 0 Hour came out, my grandma got me every week, dude. She was getting me 0 Hour, like every week it came out, like so. Yeah, it was just kind of cool. And comics had like it was like a different vibe than they have. Definitely a different vibe than they have today. But I remember like I'd be sleeping over at a kid's house, and his older brother had like Many Deaths of the Batman and stuff like that. And I remember like it was like the cover is just a bunch of Batman on funeral trays, you know, like how they have in the thing. And I remember just looking at it being like, dude, what is this stuff? Like, this is so crazy. And like it was like, I don't know, it was like the cool thing like teens would do in the 80s, kind of, you know, like if you watch a movie from that time period, there's always going to be like, you didn't collect them. They just kind of like were thrown around somewhere, you know, they were just kind of like whatever.
Rolled up in a back pocket or something.
Yeah. And you just toss it. But they were always comics, dude. And it was cool. They were probably in like 976 Evil. I'm pretty sure they're just,
oh man,
just reading comics, like chilling out. Yeah. And I kind of like that. I don't know. I kind of like that counterculture vibe that comics had. You know, they were just they're a little more edgy.
I mean, you brought up Lost Boys before. There's the whole scene in the comic shop, and like I'm looking in the background, like got it.
Right, dude. Right. No bags and boards. It was just straight,
just chilling there.
Lost Boys, hard. Yeah, Frog Brothers are the shit. Yeah, the hardcore comics. Those two were cool too, man. Like him and Haim. They
were like they were the fucking team up in the 80s. It was like them.
Right. Dude, Ricky Butler in the Burbs. Like, that's another, like, I want to be that dude. Like, that was the coolest dude ever. And again, Lost Boys, they were just, you know, so as far as, like, childhood role models, like, those dudes, and then, Edward Furlong, bro. Like, I thought he was, like, the coolest dude in the world when you see him in, like, Pet Sematary and, and Terminator. I was just like, dude, this dude's fucking badass. So, yeah.
You know, it's funny.
That's 90s kids.
Pet Sematary 2 like just dropped on Amazon or
really?
Netflix or something, whatever it was. And I just watched it yesterday, and I was like, holy shit, Edward Furlong's in this. Like, I didn't even remember that.
And kills it. And it's got to be like the same time period. It's got to be within like a couple years. And it's not Buttnick. My buddy corrected me on this the other day, but it's like another kid that kind of looks like him from Salute Your Shorts. And that dude was badass. The bully, like he was a badass.
God.
As I pump my kid's book, I'm just talking about like horrible, like, but whatever, dude. It is what it is.
I mean, you know what? I may wind up like snipping that out for the sake of like the interview video will probably just be about the book. But with all of that extra footage, I just might dump the shit on like YouTube. Like, here's the behind the scenes stuff for all of us to laugh and have fun with,
dude. Put whatever. I don't care. I think that would only help the book personally. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, works for me.
Yeah, just roll with it. I'm not worried about that stuff. If, like I said, dude, Clint Eastwood, bro. You like it, you like it.
Exactly.
And it's weird. I think people do find that kind of refreshing. Dude, when I'm at a convention, I like being like that. Even though, like, some of the people that are going to grab the book are going to be, dude, teen girls love it. I don't know.
That's all you need, man. Like, honestly, I have one niece that's now 9 years old, and the other two. Manga? What's that?
She's all into manga or something?
She hasn't quite discovered manga yet, but she's like slowly rolling into comics. So I'm trying to like kind of steer her in the right direction. And I got another one that's 5 and 3 respectively. So they're on deck, let's say.
Right.
Like, honestly, as soon as I saw this, and as soon as I saw the Leslie figure for the stretch goals, I'm like, I gotta get this for her. Like, this is dope. And I know she would love the toy. Even like she's not really into the toy scene like we were when we were that age. You know, we were fucking hardcore G.I. Joes, He-Man, like whatever. She's obviously the iPad and this and that and whatever.
Yeah, that's where I don't know where it's going with all that kind of stuff. There were some things out there where we've talked about 3D printing, where you can like build a figure and then 3D print it out. And I'm wondering maybe that's like the hybrid of where we're going with it. I don't know. I just know there's something there. Like my Lattie sense is tingling. There's something with 3D printing, you know? Because I like it too. And but yeah, those girls, dude, they're a massive market that tweens. Like if I'm at a show and I see a girl in like a TARDIS dress or like a Harry Potter shirt, it's $20 in my hand, like done. Not like I'm hustling. I just know they're gonna like the story as soon as they hear it. It's crazy. But that's that anime market, man. They eat that stuff up. Yep. There is a whole subworld that we don't see. They're not going to the comic shop. They're probably on webtoons or something like that. I don't know, but they're out there, man. It's a market, so not a bad thing. Not a bad audience to have.
Hell yeah. And I mean, honestly, your art style, it's reminiscent. Like there are definitely aspects of anime within it, for at least for this book particularly. And then there's nothing wrong with that. It looks fantastic. It's such a lively, upbeat book. And even me, as an old bastard now, I love stuff like this. And my partner, Ramon, who does the show with me, he always, like, if there's like a teenage book, like one of these happy-go-lucky, like fun kids books, he knows I'm going to be the big dummy that loves this shit. Because this is the kind of thing that takes me back to those classic, less insane 80s movies, you know, like this is the kind of thing that takes me back to Flight of the Navigator or Legend or fucking The Never-Ending Story. This is my shit.
They weren't soft movies, dude.
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's the whole thing. Like Monster Squad that was my goal. That was the whole goal of this, was like I wanted to do a sci-fi Monster Squad. I wanted to do a something like that. And or Goonies or whatever, my version of that. So those elements are there, and you want some fear. You want some, I don't know. You just want that real life stuff. I don't know how to describe it, but you're doing a better job than I am. Like so,
you don't want that just mundane vanilla story where it just goes like this. You want those ups and downs and shit.
Yeah, dude. And don't hold back. Like have fun with it. Go. I don't know. Again, the ending of Monster Squad, dude, I could sing the praises of that all day, dude. Bruh, it's wild, man. Like when Fat Kid like clocks the shotgun and stuff like that, or
my name is Horace.
Vampires, and he's like, I'm part of the damn team, aren't I? Or he's like, I'm part of the team, damn it. And he goes to like start shooting. Dude, it's insane, bruh. That's another like badass.
To this day, one of my boys, we don't even say hello anymore. We see each other. Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah, Wolfman's got nards, man. Yeah, like just rocking movie. And it was Stan Winston. He did all the graphics and stuff, which were friggin' mind blowing. Like when the monster comes out, there's another awesome scene in the movie where they finally like wake up Frankenstein. They're in like some dirty swamp. Dracula's there, the monster's there, the Wolfman's there, and they wake him up. And it's just a classic movie scene that once Frankenstein's alive, like they all just like yell at the moon, you know, like Wolfman scream. It's just like a cool. It's cheesy, but it's friggin' awesome, you know. So that's that's the vibe I'm going for. Waking up Frankenstein in the swamp or something like that.
So I briefly mentioned it with the stretch goal, and you've got a really awesome action figure that comes along with this. This is the final stretch goal, so hopefully we can get this fully funded and beyond, because I kind of want one of those figures
Let's
myself.
get into man, and then we'll start pumping that. But that is the goal, dude. We were just sitting around one day. I did a Millennium Falcon toy box, like again homage, where they're playing like the ship is the Falcon, and the girl Leslie is playing with all the figures in there. And when we were talking about doing the Indiegogo, my buddy's just like, dude, let's make a toy. I wasn't going to say no. Like, that's something I wanted to do anyway. And that was, we ended up running into this guy, Adrian Melton, who had done the Sectars. They had made new Sectars figures, which rock, dude, from Zika Toys. And Zika Toys was really cool. He's been helping out behind the scenes, too. Just, hey, it's going to cost this much. Like, you be ready. Like, this is what's coming. This is what's coming. And we got the same guy, Adrian, who became a buddy of mine. And he's just like us, dude. Like, we would sit there on Skype when he's designing it. and just talk about toys like nonstop. So he gets it, and man, he friggin' rocked it, dude. Like he blew that. I think he blew it out the water. Like
it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So the game plan is this: once we get funded, then we'll have like, normal stretch goals where you get more stickers or posters and stuff like that. But then the ultimate goal would be, if you're over the $50 tier, you get a free action figure. Like that's the game plan.
And that's pretty much like nothing. That's a very easy reward to hit. Like, I mean, most comic collectors have $50 to spare for not only an awesome hardcover, but also whatever other extras. And we're going to talk about the rewards in a second. But like, you get a whole ass action figure with that. Like, that's dope.
He said it, and I don't know. He doesn't like me saying. I don't know if he doesn't like me saying, but people are like, you don't need to say that. We would lose money in that process, or we would make less profit. I just want the toy, dude. Like, bro. I'm doing this because if it's not clear by now, I love this stuff. You know what I mean? If I haven't got you to believe in that. So I just want the toy, dude. So yeah, that would cut into ours, but what a cool, I don't know. I can't think of a better stretch goal, to be honest with you. A fully posable action figure.
And honestly, I mean, sometimes it helps to, I guess, advertise, like that also goes into advertising the rest of the book and maybe what's coming next, because hey, I got this awesome action figure. People are going to want to post that on, social media and everything. Like, hey, look at this. This is dope. And other people go like, oh, how do I get that? And maybe that's something for another Indiegogo.
That's what I'm hoping too, is kind of like, hey, dude, you want a free action figure? Go tell your friends. Like we can all win. I want the figure. I don't want to get to that like $1 short or something like that. Like, let's do it. And then the idea would be that every one we do, there's another figure involved. Like that would be kind of the game plan. And then as the book grows, you get, you build your lineup. So theory, it sounded like a good business model to me.
I mean, it drew me in immediately. So I was like, all right, where's the $50 tier and what do I get out of it?
and then to just run with the theme that we've been kind of rolling with. That's what you did back in the day. Like when He-Man came out, you didn't just get like He-Man and then like 5 years later the toys came out. Like, dude, everything came at once.
Yes.
If it was an 80s property, like, boom, it's just all dropping. And maybe it's Boggins or Boglins or whatever. Maybe it's Sectars. Maybe it's friggin' Ninja Turtles. You don't know. But everything's hitting day one out the gate, which was cool. Because, yeah, now that I'm looking back, man, there's just like Brave Star or something like that. Like there's just crazy stuff that's out there that is like fourth tier, but like today would just be like, this is unbelievable, So that was kind of the theory behind it too. Just fuck it, just go for it.
So what other kind of rewards are we looking at? Obviously, we're going to get the hardcover, 2 variant covers to this hardcover.
Yeah, and the other one is, so I've been lucky. I've been able to do a bunch of Ghostbusters work, a lot of Ghostbusters work over the last few years. And the main artists on that is Dan Schoening and Louis Delgado. And so it just seemed like a no-brainer to hit them up. And they did the alternate cover, and they rocked it, man. And it has like a cool, like a Mega Man vibe or something like that,
Ooh.
like it's fun. And that's another, Dan Schoening gets it too, because we've talked behind the scenes. Like he's just one of those guys. Like he's into that world. He loves 80s stuff. You can see it in his work. He's always hiding Easter eggs from 80s movies and stuff. So that's one of the tiers. So yeah, you come in, you get the emojis. That's for the Zoomers and that kind of crowd. And then the next level up is going to be a sticker pack. And that's what we were talking about before, where it's going to be parody stickers. Spider-Man 300. I mean, they use that cover a million times. And then you have the Antarctic Yeti 3. That's the other one that comes in. So it's going to be like just fun. What I think would be fun stickers. Then we get to the book. So that's going to be $25. You get the stickers, the emojis, and $125, probably going to be over that, hardcover book. And then we have 2 versions of those. So you're going to have that one, and then you're going to have the alternate cover by Dan Schoening. And then I believe, I'm going to have to look it up here too, but I think the next level up, you get the t-shirt. So you get the Antarctic Yeti t-shirt is going to be the next cup. So that's the $50 tier. So now you are in the running for a free toy. And then you get the book. And then the other one is another $50 tier, but you get Dan's version of the cover. And then at the next level would just be both books, no t-shirt. But you're still getting the stickers. You still get the emojis all the way up. After that, $75, both covers of the book, stickers, emojis, and a t-shirt. So when you really start like doing the math on this, dude, it's 2 hardcover books and a t-shirt. That right there is going to be, $25, $20,
About to say, you're already at like $75, $80.
Right,
even.
right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not, and then after that, we're going to have a head sketch where whatever you feel like getting, I'll head sketch it in the inside of the book. And I've been telling people, go crazy with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to draw, like, let's do like Bionic 6. Like, do something nuts,
Nice.
Like, just get Tom Atkins, get whatever. So that's $160. You're going to get the t-shirt, both books, stickers, emoji, and then an actual, like, one-of-a-kind sketch of your choice, head sketch. The next level up from there is a little more premium. So you're going to get the $500. You get all of the above, head sketch, 2 cover, stickers, everything. But you also get a full-on 11x17 full character commission.
Cool.
Same game, whatever you want. I don't care. Like, I like drawing random things. So you can pick any character you want, or you can get any character you want with like a Night Stars character. Because that way I can kind of like post it, and I could make a print, or I could color it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just kind of a little more fun. So you could get the Yeti with Spider-Man or whatever.
Right.
And then the final tier is if you want to, if the one person with $2,500 to spare, you can get the cover, prints. You get the whole package.
The original art, you mean?
Yeah, you get the cover. You get
Wow,
the
that's
original
cool.
artwork.
That's dope.
But you also still get the commission, and then you're still going to get the head sketch and everything that comes along with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let me play off of something that you just said, like, adding the commission with, let's say, one of the Time Kids or something like that.
Right.
I am nothing if not a bit of an egotist, as if having a podcast for the last 13 years wasn't a clue for that.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, maybe something for like a future Indiegogo campaign. I always like to see my own charming visage make cameos in books. So I
had that. I did a Kickstarter years ago, and that's how we got discovered by Michael, my buddy Michael, and both Michaels in Usland, and that was one of the tiers. I don't know. I might add it in if it seems like people are into that. That's
always something that I look for. That's like one of the first things I go for.
I'm open to suggestions here. I might add it in. Somebody brought up the PDF the other day, and I was just like, yeah, it's kind of like a no-brainer. I might as well just throw in a PDF for people.
Absolutely.
Because, dude, it just kills you going overseas with shipping, and it just sucks. Like, what are you going to do? Like, it costs a bunch to send it out.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, the PDF.
You can't do media mail to, like, Russia. Like, it just doesn't work.
The PDFs work for me too, because like when I'm editing stuff and if I need a panel, like we're not really talking about specifics, so I don't need that. But like typically, if I'm reviewing a book, digital is always better than having it. Because I mean, I'm still a comic collector. I don't want to fucking press the spine of the book under the scanner to get a panel and shit. And then if I take a photo of it, it's always like it's kind of cockeyed. So then I got
colors are wrong and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work. Yeah, I'm also going to do a webtoon version of it, but what I'm thinking is I'm just going to do different stuff. Like, I'm going to kind of, like, if you get this, it's almost like a Target exclusive, and then you can only get certain things over here. Like, so you're not going to get total story and stuff like that. I like that. I might add it.
And it sounds fun. Like, it sounds like a book that we would review and really enjoy. I love those kinds of stories. And like you said, there's a world of possibilities open for kids time traveling. I mean, shit. There's a lot of you could throw historical like references and like learning shit in there. Who the hell?
That was my game plan originally. Was just like do like historical kind of like Da Vinci Code. Like maybe this happened, maybe it didn't kind of stuff. But then when I started looking into like myth, it just got crazy, dude. Like, how much fun would it be to have, like, a maze and a minotaur or something like that? You know? Like, dude, those are great. So the next one, The next story I have planned is when they knock Amelia Earhart's plane out the sky.
Oh shit!
So they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave this mission, and then boom tube or whatever it is, Stargate opens up. They knock her plane out the sky, and that's gonna start another adventure. And this is gonna be more of like a like radio play, like Indiana Jones type thing, where they're on an island and like people are chasing them. There's giant spiders, like that kind of whole vibe. And I'm basing it, no bullshit, basing it off of a Muppet Babies episode that I saw as a kid. And I'm like, dude, Muppet Babies would always go on these wild adventures.
Yes.
And they were awesome, dude. It was a cool show. Like,
love the show.
Growing up, it's okay. So Kermit would always do this Indiana Jones thing, and they would do like radio play stuff. And there was an episode that I just remember, and it just kind of snowballed. And I'm like, dude, I might make it like clearly the theme of my work, but I might make it an homage to like Muppet Babies, that episode. And there was like Miss Piggy was like a giant spider at the end and shit. So I was like, okay, we can have fun with this. Like have volcanoes exploding, just like mayhem with Amelia Earhart and giant spiders.
That's dope.
So we got to get the fucking, Kickstarter 1 or Indiegogo 1. I don't want to get everybody going to the wrong site, but yeah. And then that'll be round 2. So you can have fun with this. Aliens fighting giant spiders with Amelia Earhart on an exploding island in like the Pacific or something.
Honestly, you had me in giant spiders. I'm one of those. Like,
right.
If there's a giant spider scene in a movie, I'm sold.
Yeah, Kevin Smith has an awesome. If you ever watch that documentary where he talks about the guy, they wanted it in Superman, in the Superman movie that never happened. They wanted giant spiders.
The Nick Cage shit.
Yeah, like the guy. He said he tells a great story about it where he goes to the guy's house and he's like in a robe and all this stuff, and he like lays down on the chair and he's like, "This is the way I see the movie." Superman versus like giant spiders or something like that. Like it's very comical and very over the top Hollywood producer. And he said the movie never happened, but sure fucking enough, that was the same producer that did Wild Wild West with Will Smith, where they had like giant spider things roaming around and stuff like that. So
not for nothing, the 80s was rampant with giant spiders. Crow,
dude,
the Ewoks movie. There was
Ewoks movies were awesome. I really enjoyed those. Yeah. I mean, you can't really lose. Like there's
a lot of giant spiders running around.
Right,
Sectars had a giant spider scene. Remember the River of Blood and the Red Widow?
You might be able to see. It's kind of in the dark back there, but there's an dude. Synchronicity. There's an Ewok Village toy, and there's a Sectar spider figure laying on top of it. No awesome. Bullshit. No, I'm tempted to go pick it up just to prove I'm not lying. But yeah. So my buddy gave me his Ewok Village. He was like, dude, you want this? I'm like, dude, you sure you don't want to give it to your kids? He's like, dude, they're just going to destroy it. And I was like, I'm not going to say no twice. So, yeah, it's just like a cool piece. And then I had the Sectar's puppet that they used to fly around on and stuff like that. And I was just like, yeah, I needed somewhere to land. So yeah, bro, that's what's hanging out in the background.
Oh man, dude, I can't wait to read this myself. This sounds like nothing but fun. And I mean, this has been a great hour for me. It's like between just talking 80s shit and mixing, peppering in comics that you're making. It's awesome.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get me shutting up with 80s stuff.
Dude, let's talk about same thing, dude. Let's talk about your resume real quick. Like you have done other stuff. You've done Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters, like writing and art. So like, where's the breakdown? What else have you done?
Does everybody see a theme here? Yeah, right. So I've been able to do that. WWE. What else? Plants vs. Zombies. I did a couple Plants vs. Zombies books. And then I've done stuff outside of that, dude. I've been able to do some stuff for K-Swiss where I did like some Matrix promotions and things like that. Because K-Swiss was doing Ghostbusters shoes. Did the Ghostbusters World video game. Just did some stuff for the Pelicans. Actually, my contact at the Pelicans was texting me because they do like a little after party, I guess, at the end of the season for people that have done stuff for the team. I'm like, yeah, man. Another one was most recently, all the stuff behind me, that's from Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Mm-hmm. So I was able to go, they needed extras for the movie. Not extras, but they there's the Comic-Con scene in the movie, and they want people in there, so they're gonna hire like regular comic book artists to like fill the set. And every time they called me, I'm just like, yeah, cool, I'll do it. I was like, but I want to do the art for the movie. Like every time, dude. Now eventually, one day, like I just get a call. It was a random number, and the guys, I don't know, they bit. They went for it, and so I was able to do all kinds of awesome artwork for the movie. And even cooler than that, because this blows my mind still to this day, the movie took place in the mall that I would used to pretend to be a mall rat in the 90s, and Brody's comic shop was in that mall, and they ended up hanging up my original Ghostbuster artwork on the wall in Brody's comic shop, dude. So like when he comes out and makes his entrance, there's a wall back there with like, I think it was probably about 6 or 9 original Ghostbusters covers, dude, like hanging on the wall, man. So that was another like just cool, I don't know, dude, it's cool to like kind of touch your childhood.
Feel great. Like see that.
It's not even like I said, that one like sticks out to me because it's just like, dude, that happened. Like that was so fucking weird, man. And like they act like they do in the movies. Like Kevin Smith was like just wandering around dressed like Bob, like chilling. Jay like really acted like I don't think they're doing too much acting just over there. Right. And they were fucking cool, dude. Like they were really, really cool. So yeah, man, it's I don't know, it's something to be able to do something with something you loved as a kid, if that makes sense. It's just a cool feeling, man. I want to get to some other stuff. There's some other keys. I want to do a Jaws book one day, or something like that. I have a cool idea for Jaws. So that's kind of my resume for the most part.
Awesome, man. Like honestly, I love your artwork, so I would like to see it on a lot of 80s properties. Honestly, we've had myriad Masters of the Universe books, and I know Kevin Smith has Revelation coming at the end of this month. But we brought it up several times in this last hour. I don't think the Sectars get enough love, man. And we only had those 5 episodes before, and it never saw nothing after that. Like, let's do a Sectars book, yo.
I know something about that. I'm not good at like. I'm not good at like the business aspect of this. Yeah, like I'm fucking horrible about this. But no, I know something about the Sectars book. They're trying to do one. I know they were working on one. And Zika Toys, because I know it's out there. That's the property is floating around. I wish they would get it done. Yeah. I even did a pinup for it. So I'm all about Sectars coming out or one of those properties. But we also did some things where we were hitting up like NBC Universal a few years ago, and we were trying to get properties to do. There are people like me that are willing to do it. There are people that have money that are willing to pay for it. They're just not breaking off the properties, man. And it's just like, dude, what are you doing with this? Like, nobody cares. It's a dead property. Let me do it. Because the people that are into it, they're going to be dead by the time you decide to do something with it. So if you're sitting on Bravestar, let me just do Bravestar. If you're sitting
there's a niche market, like do it for these now. People. Right.
And you and I, people like us, will buy this stuff. Like if I saw something like that, dude, I'd be like, oh shit, I'll grab this.
Hook, line, and sinker. Give me every variant cover. Whatever you
Super 7 is digging the barrel right now. Like, and I love Silverhawks. Like, like they're digging into there now. And they look great. Great. People are pissed they're not chrome, but they do look good. They look like the cartoon. I'm sure there's going to be a chrome version coming
I was about to say, like I bit on the Thundercats ones. And, I got all of the regular figures, and some of them are on pre-order or whatever. But, yeah, they did the regular Mum-Ra in the hood and everything. Right. Which, if you remember, like, that was – you had to get the little UPC symbols and send away for that Mum-Ra.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, that was –
with the tomb? I thought he came with maybe – crazy.
That might have been way later. I never had the tomb. That was I think that was a later playset after Cat's Lair. But they did a special, like, glow-in-the-dark fucking hooded Mum-Ra for, like, whatever. So yeah, the chrome ones are definitely going to happen.
The chrome's coming, dude. They know what they're doing. There's no doubt about it. And that Thunder Tank is effing insane, man.
I had to buy it first day,
dude.
I can't wait till next year to
each other. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how big it is. That's like shocking.
You know what I just bought?
I like
actually?
that, dude. That's ballsy, man. Like go for it.
Yeah.
You know?
But, I mean, Hasbro's doing the G.I. Joe classified, like 6-inch ones. Do some vehicles. Imagine a Sky Striker for that, or a Mauler tank or something.
Dude, that would be massive.
It's mind blowing.
Sky Strikers in general are massive, realistically. But that backs up what I'm saying, man. Like the people, dude, our generation, we're the working class now. Like dude, get it to them now. Don't wait till later on. Like dude.
We're the big dummies with money. Give us what we want. Like, what are you doing with these properties? You're sitting on them.
Dude, they had another one, dude, and it was Felix the Cat. And I didn't know this, but Felix the Cat actually came out 10 years before Mickey. And when you look at it, it's like, it's very, very clear Mickey Mouse is a rip-off of Felix the Cat. Like, not even debatable, dude. Like, Steamboat Mickey is 10 years after Felix.
No shit.
And, dude, it was just the 100-year anniversary of Felix the Cat. And, like, this whole process is going on. And that was one of the ones, we're kind of eyeing up and trying to figure out. But it was just like, dude, they never did anything with it. And I'm like, dude, you missed the 100-year anniversary of Felix the Cat? Like, what? Dude. And I started doing research on it. And, dude, Felix is literally the first thing that was ever transmitted from a studio to a television set. So the first thing that was ever sent out on the airwaves was a Felix the Cat, like, statue or something like that they were taking them. Dude, this is an historical figure.
And they just
sitting there in some fucking Indiana Jones vault, bro, like next to the Ark. Dude, they have all this stuff they're just sitting on, man. It's mind-blowing, dude. Which is fine. Go support somebody making up stuff inspired by it. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Damn, man.
That is where your childhood is, bro. They're just rolling it into boxes and sealing it away forever.
Man, this is why we need to support people like you who are out there doing this with the properties that we love, or at the very least taking inspiration from the properties that we love and making stuff. Yeah.
Right, dude. Like, it has the essence of it or whatever. Yeah. I am you saw the resume.
Yep.
This is what I'm into, dude. Like that's what I'm going for here.
Shit, man. Well, you can definitely count on the support of the Pete's Basement Show.
You an easy interview, dude.
Yeah,
So,
I'm kicking in on this for sure. And I hope everybody else out there who has just watched this and had as much fun as we did is going to kick in on this as well. The Indiegogo, the link to it is in the description down there. Indiegogo is always a massive link, but I mean, you can see it written down there. I've got the graphics showing up, but really just go click the link in the description. Tim, how else can we find you? Obviously, there's some social media that you're on, and does Time Kids have its own social media?
They do, and we kind of bounce back and forth. I'll share stuff on that one and go back to the other site. But that's what Tim Lattie made it easy for y'all. It's my little name here, that's where you can find me on anything, Twitter, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome.
Always posting artwork.
And what's the Time Kids social medias? Is that
so? It would just be Night Stars Comic.
Okay. Awesome. One word, one whole thing.
Also easy to find. Yeah, very
fantastic.
Not tricky.
Yo, Instagram gets real stupid when, like, if there's a underscore or a dash in there and you type that, like, one letter wrong, it's just not showing up.
Yeah, I want Tim Lattie. It's very easy. Yeah.
Fantastic. And from there, everybody can bounce off to where they need to follow and whatever.
Right. I was just talking about that with another buddy of mine. Like, he was like, yeah, I'm making business cards. I'm like, dude, I don't even think you need them anymore, man. Just tell them what your Instagram is or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, there it is. Tim Lattie.
Just watch them type it in, or even like, give me your phone. Type it in for them. Hit the follow button. Now you have no choice.
Right.
Shit, man. Tim, I've had a lot of fun with this interview. Thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Yeah, dude. Fucking right. Cheers. I'm going to have some later.
Hell yeah. And if you ever make it up to New York, whenever this, nonsense pandemic is, then we can travel all over again. The first round and pizza is on me.
I'm all in, dude. I had a street slice last time I was up there. I was late for a concert, dude. And I was like, I had never done it before. And I'm like, fuck it, dude. And it was rolling, man. Like, just getting a slice on the run.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
We're always in a rush. People want to complain about like the comparison between New York and Chicago pizza. I love Chicago pizza. Don't get me wrong. I've had it in Chicago. I've had it frozen, brought back to me here. It's just that New Yorkers are in a rush. We ain't got time to sit down and eat a casserole pizza. That's all.
See, I like that, man. I liked it. It took me, the first time I got off the bus, I was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? And once I got the speed down, I love it. Dude, you're not waiting for the crosswalk. You're not waiting for the traffic lights. Go. I love it. So yeah, no, I love Manhattan, bro.
I gotta send you one of my favorite YouTube channels called Glove and Boots, where they basically do this like crazy ass Muppet show. But this one dude, he's just like a puppet, and his name is Johnny T, and he gives you like a tour of New York City, and he gives you like the tourist points, and here's what you have to remember. And it's basically like you need to move as fast as you can, walk as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the traffic lights. If you're watching a 2-hour movie, you're done in an hour and a half. And if you're just trying to look at stuff, that's fine. We want you to appreciate the city. Just get out of the way.
Dude, and put your fucking headphones on so somebody's not trying to hustle you something. Like, that was another thing. I was just like, put the headphones in. And just, thank you, man. All right. Don't even say that. You just fucking walk.
Oh, man. One of their finest jokes.
I figured it out.
If you're fucking sitting there with a map in front of you, that's the equivalent of saying, my wallet is in my back pocket, and you can have it.
Right. Yeah, dude. No, I went up there and I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. And, yeah, dude, it's just a different animal, man. And I have some buddies up there, so it was cool to go out. I'll bounce all over the place. I wasn't ready for the beer prices. I remember I gave the dude a $5 one time. Now, again, I'm by like Penn Station. There's some like Irish bar out there or something. And I was just like, hey, you can keep it, man. And the dude's like, you owe me another $1, dude. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. I mean, a shot of Jameson in the city would be like fucking $11. It's like,
yeah, it's nuts.
That's something I didn't miss during like the lockdown. I was like, you know what? The bartender at my house is way better, and he constantly overpours. I like him a lot.
Yeah, that was a surprise too. But as far as like, dude, there's just so much shit going on. Any bar you went into, like, it was just going on, man. It was, I don't know, it's just different. And it's hard. I guess you got to experience it. And you're living it. And it would probably be, I guess, the equivalent of like a bourbon. It's not the equivalent of a Bourbon Street, but you would have to go to Bourbon Street to understand what Bourbon Street is, if that makes sense.
I can't wait to get there. I will get there at least once in my life. I promise that. Right. I promised myself that.
Come in fall or something. Don't come in the summer when you're gonna die out here.
Mosquitoes like the size of fucking trucks and things. Yeah, can't deal with that. You're just gonna be
sweating immediately. Yeah.
Oh man, bro, I've had a lot of fun with this. I wish you the best of luck in the Indiegogo.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Everybody out there, kick in. This is a great series. It looks awesome. I'm kicking in. I want one for myself, and I'm obviously going to get one for my niece as well. You know how to hit us up. Questions@Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete's Basement, Instagram, Twitter, etc. @Pete's Basement. Let us know what you're reading. Let us know if you're kicking in on this, and we'll scold you if you're not. And let us know what else you're doing. What are you up to these days? And we will see you next time. Salud. Pete's Basement is copyrighted 2021. Ripped Productions. All rights reserved. So go fuck yourself.